My reading this couple of days is weird because I'm either this teenager who is 13, 14 years old who just recently discovered manga and they are reading the most interesting manga that they can find, trying to impress their friend because I'm reading Berserk for the first time, or I'm this like woman in her 50s. It's summer and they have a house on the beach and all her kids are back from college or where they're living, and maybe one of her kids have kids and they are all in this house, and she has this paperback by her side every day that she reads whenever she's not like needed or not playing with her grandkids, and like sitting by the porch and reading it. And this is how I felt when I was reading Tom Lake. And it's about this woman who is, I think, in her like, she's like 57 or something, and she is married and living in a cherry farm with her husband. But when she was in her 20s, she was a star. She had like started in this famous successful movie, and then she retired, and this is happening during the pandemic. And so all her three daughters are back helping her with the cherry farm, and they want to know about her dating back in the day one of like the most famous actors in the world. And when you follow the story, when you start reading the book, you're like, okay, when did flashback start and when the present is happening? And I love how seamless it feels and it doesn't confuse you. But when I was reading the flashbacks, I wasn't connecting with the story because it felt flat. It felt like I'm watching something happening, but I'm not connecting to it, you know, like it's like watching it from behind a fog or like a window and you can't catch everything. But then I remember this is a woman who is telling the story to her daughters and trying to preserve them and preserve like the memories that she has, or the memory that happened a long time ago that she doesn't like remember that much or doesn't give a second thought about because they happened in the past. And at the same time, she's trying to preserve the idea of this actor in the eyes of her daughters, especially her eldest daughter, who always believed that this actor is their father. So she doesn't want to like ruin them or like traumatize them even though they're in their 20s. So like this relationship between a mother and her daughters is really amazing, and it's refreshing to read a book about an author who doesn't like take her readers for granted or think they are stupid, they can't follow a simple plot. I love this book. Finished it yesterday, or when I post this one it's gonna be a couple of days ago, and it still sits with me. I loved it so much. Have you read this one? I picked this one when I was in the film festival of Marrakesh last year, and I kept it in the back of my mind, never picked it up again. And then I saw it in my TBR because I'm doing this thing that I'm trying to read all the books in my TBR, and I was like, I really need to give this one a chance, and I loved it.